Hello friends, you have come to listen to a story. Let's start the story. It was a rainy Thursday when Emma ducked into the little bookshop on the corner of Willow Street. The bell above the door gave a soft chime, and the scent of old pages and freshly brewed coffee wrapped around her like a warm blanket. She hadn't meant to stay long, just long enough to avoid the downpour. He was there in the poetry section. A worn leather jacket, tousled hair, and a notebook tucked under one arm. Their eyes met briefly, and Emma gave a polite smile. He smiled back, then returned his attention to the book in his hand. But something about his calm presence kept pulling her gaze. Minutes passed. Then he spoke. "Do you think Pablo Neruda was more in love with love itself, or with the people he wrote about?" he asked, not looking up. Emma blinked, caught off guard. "Maybe both," she replied. "Sometimes we love someone because they show us a new side of love we didn't know existed." He looked up, this time meeting her eyes with more intention. "I'm Daniel," he said, offering a hand. Emma. The rain fell harder outside, but inside, something had just begun. They talked for hours, about books, dreams, favorite places, and what love should feel like. When the shopkeeper gently reminded them it was closing time, Daniel smiled. "Same time next week?" he asked. Emma nodded. "Only if it rains. Then I hope for storms." The next Thursday came with clear skies and sunshine. Emma hesitated outside the bookshop, debating whether to go in. It wasn't raining, technically, their agreement didn't apply. But her heart nudged her forward. Inside, the same cozy scent welcomed her. And so did Daniel. He was already there, sipping coffee, a poetry book open on the table beside him. "I was hoping you'd break the rules," he said, smiling. "I was hoping you'd still be here," she admitted. They took a corner table, tucked away from the rest of the world. Hours slipped by unnoticed. Their conversations deepened, moving from literature to life. Daniel talked about his writing dreams, and Emma opened up about her fear of taking risks, of choosing passion over security. "I used to write," she confessed. "But I haven't in years." Real life got loud. He leaned forward. "Then let's help each other get quiet again." From that day, the bookshop became their place. Each week, they met. Sometimes they read in silence, sometimes they scribbled thoughts in their notebooks and shared them over coffee. Other days, they just talked, about childhood memories, the people they used to be, and the versions they still wanted to become. Then one evening, as the sky outside turned to dusk and a gentle rain began to fall, Daniel closed his notebook and looked at her. "Emma," he said softly, "I think I fell in love with your words before I realized I was falling for you." Emma's heart skipped. She smiled, eyes misty. "Then it's a good thing I found them again, just in time to fall for you too." Outside, the rain whispered against the window, just like the first day. And inside, love was no longer just between the pages. Weeks turned into months, and the bookshop became their second home. Emma had started writing again, really writing, short stories, poems, even the beginnings of a novel. Daniel was her biggest cheerleader, always pushing her to keep going, to believe. But love, as beautiful as it is, can be fragile when life begins to change. One Thursday, Daniel wasn't at their usual table. Emma waited, sipping her coffee slowly, pretending to read. The bell above the door never rang. He didn't show the next week either. No calls, no messages, just silence. By the third week, Emma asked the shopkeeper, her voice barely above a whisper. "Have you seen Daniel?" The older woman behind the counter hesitated. "He left me a note. Said to give it to you if you asked." With trembling fingers, Emma unfolded the note. "Emma, if you're reading this, I'm sorry. Life called me away, faster and louder than I expected. I didn't want to leave without saying goodbye, but I also didn't want to make you wait for a maybe. I got an offer to travel and write, something I always dreamed of but never believed would happen. It's everything I wanted, but leaving you behind isn't part of the dream. I don't know where this path leads, but if ever our pages cross again, I hope you'll still have a bookmark in your heart for me. Yours, Always, Daniel. Emma sat there for a long time, the words blurring through her tears. The bookshop felt emptier than ever. But something in her chest was different, not broken, just paused. She kept coming to the shop, not out of habit, but out of hope. She wrote more, published her first short story, dedicated it to the boy who taught me to fall in love with words again. Then, one ordinary Thursday, on a day when the rain had just started to fall, the bell above the door chimed again. She didn't look up right away. But then she heard a familiar voice. "Is this seat taken?" Emma looked up slowly, half afraid it was just her mind playing tricks. But there he was, Daniel. Leaner, a little more tired around the eyes, but still him. The same crooked smile, the same worn leather jacket, the same quiet gravity that had pulled her in from day one. Her heart raced. "Is this seat taken?" he'd asked. She stared for a second too long, then pulled the chair out. "It's been waiting," she said. He sat down without saying a word. For a moment, they just looked at each other. The rain tapped gently on the windows. The world had shifted, but something about this moment felt like the kind of chapter that was meant to be written. "Where did you go?" she finally asked. "Around the world," he said. "Italy, Kyoto, Iceland. I wrote for magazines, blogs, travel journals. Saw places I'd dreamed about. But everywhere I went, I kept thinking about this place. And you." Emma swallowed. "You didn't write." "I tried. A dozen times. But nothing felt right. And I was scared that if I reached out, it would be too late. Or worse, you'd moved on." "I did," she said, softly. "I moved forward. But I didn't move past you." He nodded slowly, processing her words. "I came back because I realized the world is full of stories, but none of them matter if I can't share them with you." Emma looked down at her notebook, the corner worn from weeks of turning pages. "I wrote about you," she admitted. "I read it," Daniel smiled. "The story about the bookshop boy. That line about the bookmark in your heart. I kept it. On paper. And in here." He reached into his pocket and pulled out the folded piece of her published story. Emma blinked, surprise. "I'm not asking to start over," he said. "I'm asking if we can keep going. Write the next chapter. Together." She leaned forward, touched his hand gently. "Only if we write it in pen this time." Outside, the rain kept falling. But inside, they were already writing there forever. It had been a year since Daniel walked back into the bookshop. Since then, life had settled into a rhythm. Mornings were for coffee and slow kisses. Afternoons for writing side by side, sometimes at their corner table, sometimes curled up on the floor of their tiny apartment, surrounded by half-filled notebooks and the scent of fresh paper. The bookshop, of course, was still theirs. Every Thursday, rain or shine, they returned. It had become a tradition, sacred and silent, a way of saying, "We're still choosing this." One Thursday evening, as the sky turned a soft gold and the streets shimmered with the glow of lamplight, Daniel slipped something between the pages of Emma's latest notebook. She didn't notice at first. She was lost in a sentence she was trying to finish, biting the end of her pen like she always did when searching for the perfect word. When she finally did see it, her eyes narrowed. "What's this?" she asked, pulling out the small slip of thick paper. It wasn't paper, it was a plane ticket. "To Paris," she read, confused. Daniel smiled. "There's a literary festival. You've been invited to speak." Emma's jaw dropped. "What? How? When I may have sent in some of your work." "Just a few pieces. They loved it." She blinked, overwhelmed. "Daniel, there's more," he said. He reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a small, fabric-wrapped box. Emma froze. Time seemed to pause. They didn't kneel. He didn't need to. The weight of the moment settled between them like poetry. "I don't want to just write with you, Emma. I want a life with you. Chapters, edits, plot twists, everything. Will you marry me?" Emma's hand flew to her mouth, eyes wide, heart pounding. Then she laughed. The kind of laugh that bursts out when joy is too big to be quiet. "Yes," She whispered. Yes. 1,000 times, yes. They didn't need an audience. The shopkeeper smiled quietly from behind the counter. The rain had started again outside, like it always did when something beautiful was about to begin. And between the pages of their story, a new chapter opened. To hear more stories like this, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank your friends.